Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Aries EDC and another edition of TNFNU thoughts and feelings and updates. Before I start talking to you guys about what I'm going to talk to you guys today, I want please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow the channel, trying to make it bigger. The more views, the better it is for the channel. Also, if you're looking to support the channel and me, you can go to my Patreon. I do have a Patreon. It is up. I don't post much on it because there's only one member on my Patreon. But the more people that's there, the more content I can share on Patreon. And all of that does go to support the channel. I just purchased a Wi-Fi extender for my live streams, and that all comes out of my pocket. But any help that I can get would be great. So if you want to support the channel, support me and my quest for the best knife for whatever we're doing, you can go to Patreon and join that. So what I want to talk to you guys today is something that came up recently. Every once in a while when I'm working on a knife and I get it to a good point, and I'll bring it to work just to share with the other guys at work, just to be like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And we had a new guy there. He didn't know what I did, and he was like, oh, cool. He's like, well, how much does that go for? And I told him what I charge, and he was like, wow, really? He's like, why? Does it like fold? Does it do? And I'm like, no, it's just a fixed blade. I was like, but it's a custom made blade. You know, I'm not just painting a handle scale or something. I'm making everything from scratch. And he didn't quite get it, but I don't think he's really a knife guy. And that's not an excuse. But people have to understand that the prices that I set are set because of the work that goes into it. And that's why I kind of created this channel, so you guys can see all the work that I'm putting into it. Plus, I just like sharing with you, and it just kind of worked. It just kind of happened, and it just organically turned into something, which is the best way to do it. But I want to talk to you guys about the prices because as a maker, I tried to make the prices as what's the word? As user-friendly as possible. I myself am on a budget. I can't go out and buy the knives that I would love to go buy. I'm on a budget. And I know with working with some other custom makers and getting a custom made knife myself, I know what other custom makers are charging for the blades that they're making. Now, I set the prices that I set early on because who's Aries EDC? In the beginning, nobody knows who I am. I got to get my name out there. I got to get people interested in wanting a knife. And then, you know, I've slowly started to kind of raise the prices because, to be honest with you guys, what you're paying for with a custom knife, this isn't production. You guys, there's a completely different price range when you're talking a production side of things where they make thousands and thousands and thousands and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of knives, and then they're selling them. That's where they're making their profit. Where I am making very small amount, and basically what you're paying for are the hours that I've put into making the blade that you have. So I have a custom knife, and this maker, I guess he's a mentor. He doesn't know it, but he's kind of a mentor because he introduced me to this stock removal knife making, and he made me a knife that I asked him to make. Hold on. I am not going to show this knife looking like this. It has to be cleaned. So hold on. Let me clean it because this thing is beautiful. And this is a custom fixed blade that I had made a couple of years ago, and it was one that, you know, I paid a lot of money for, and it is my Shriek by Jim Honey. He got mirror polish on that. What I like is he took the steel the regular steel, and he kept that area the regular steel, but then put a high polish on that, along with the rounded spine. He rounded the spine. He did the jimping. I asked for black micarta, which he did, the linen micarta, and then the blue liners. And he threw in the lanyard with the stainless bead there. And this has been an inspirational knife for me, because then I look at this knife and I say, is my work up to snuff with what he did? And I know what I paid for this knife, and it's much more than what I'm charging for my knives. Now, this is 440C stainless, which I asked for stainless steel, and he made it out of 440C, which I know isn't some crazy steel, but there's a lot of old time makers that swear by 440C. That's their super steel, and it's an awesome blade. So then I take that, and keeping in mind what he's charging for a knife versus what I'm charging for a knife, and it's night and day. But I'm not confident enough to say, yeah, my stuff is worth far more than what I'm asking for it. And I think I'm gonna get there. But, you know, I also don't want to gouge that price so high that people aren't willing to pay for it. As it is, the Yoktos are sitting on my Etsy store, and they've just been sitting there, and I've lowered the price. That whole package is now $285 for that complete package. And with everything you're getting, I still think it's pretty worth it. And I don't know if people are looking at it and thinking, I didn't make it and it's some kind of production. I made every single one of those. I beveled out I had to grind the edges and beveled out all the bevels and cleaned all those blades up and put the finishing on them, and I did a lot of the work on those blades. So I don't know. It's that balance, because I don't want to offend people with prices, but you're getting a quality product that I'm hoping will last you forever. So you get what you pay for. That's all I'm going to say. But I think I'm asking way less than what I probably could be, but I'm still getting my name out there. Who's Aries EDC? Not many people know, although a lot of people are starting to learn, and that has been a blessing. And I thank all of you guys for doing that. Any of you guys who have purchased knives from me, you kind of get it, because once you get one in your hand, you're like, oh, yeah, I understand now. And it's just kind of one of those things where you look at this knife on a video like this and you're like, okay, what's the big deal? And I think you get it in your hand and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're doing. And I don't know. It all makes sense to me, and the hope is it just makes sense to you. And it's slowly catching on, and I think there's some people that are getting it. That's why I made that pass-around knife. So KC got it, thank you KC. Big Red got it, thank you Big Red. Maddie got it, thank you Mattisfaction. And now Juvan has it, and he's saying nice things about it. And actually, I'm going to be on Juvan's live stream. Well, the day that this video comes out, where there's that live stream, and I've said I'm going to be on his live stream. That should be fun. And then I have another one coming up too, that I'm going to be on their live stream. And I get to talk about what I do, because I love what I do. You guys come up with some really great stuff, and it's been fun. The process has been awesome. And I've had a lot of people reaching out, wanting to get on the books, wanting to get a knife. And just one more time, I'll explain it. If you're watching this video and you want to get one of my knives, at the end of every month, I'll release a video post something on Instagram directing everybody to that video saying that my books are open. And when that video comes up, the first 5 people that reach out to me, whether it's an email or in Instagram, I pick your first 5, and you get to be on the books. And then sometimes I'll get other opportunities if I feel like I can handle that with the workload for that month. This month was one of those where I took on the orange rock copper on top of the other 2 builds, which we'll get to, the other 5 builds. But I told that guy, that customer, that I'm gonna get to it when I get to it. He said no hurry, and I almost have that one finished. It's actually right here. It's actually right here, getting its Kydex pressed. So it's in the press for the Kydex. I'll take that out in another video. But we'll talk about the other projects when that comes up. But you know, those things are all coming up, and so if you want to get in the books, just keep an eye out for that video and let me know as quickly as possible. If I don't get to you, that's okay, don't worry. It'll be next month and we'll try to make something work. I have picked up some side jobs and I'm trying to do that, but those are, again, they're like kind of commission works where the books are my number one priority and I get to the other things when I get to the other things. For instance, I mentioned Big Red. I had the opportunity to do something fun with Big Red, and he reached out to me and he was like, hey, I want to do something fun for my members of my channel. I haven't done something for them in a while, and I want to offer them a giveaway of a spot on your books. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. Thanks for thinking of me. I would never have thought he would have done that, but it was really cool. So I was like all on board. I'm like, yes. And me and him worked it out where he's going to do the giveaway and I'm still going to do my 5 slots in the books. And I'm also going to pick up this 6th build for the month of April. And I'm going to do it. So I didn't say anything on my channel because it was just for his members of his channel. His paid members. And the winner was Mattisfaction. So Matty is getting to pick a knife, pick a steel, pick a handle material, which he finally did. And I got to put a number on it so I can basically let Big Red know. So Matty gets to pick a knife. Big Red is taking care of all the financial sides of it. It's an awesome thing. So thank you, Big Red. That was an amazing opportunity, and I look forward to finishing this blade. I don't know if Matty wants me to share what he picked, but we'll get there. We have plenty of time because I haven't even started it yet. Maybe during my live stream, I'll actually get a chance to start it, but I got to finish that guy up. So anyway, that was a fun project, and that is all coming up for the month of April. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe so you can watch that knife being built. I plan on doing something fun with that build, and I hope Matty doesn't mind, but I really don't think he does. Anyway, so project updates. The 3 monthly builds are all gone. Like I said last week, those are all gone, and they all have it. Ray has his to Yokdo, O Father has his Tobiko, and Kevin got his Yokdo. The pistol and the bloom are now in tempering, so I'm hoping that by the end of next week I'll get those back. And for those 2 people that are out there, I'm sorry, but it looks like those builds are going to get pushed to possibly April to get finished. I do apologize, but I that's why I try to get those blades done and out as quickly as possible. But you'll get it, and everybody will see it on the channel. As soon as I get them in, that's going to be the priority. The rock copper, like I just said, I just released a video yesterday as I'm filming, as this video is going to come out. It is looking good. It is in the press, and the Kydex sheath is getting done, and I'm hoping to get that one finished up very, very soon. And then that brings us to April. Very, very soon, the books are going to be opening again. So keep an eye out on the channel. I'm not going to release the date because I don't think it's fair. It's first come, first serve. It's been working. I think it's the best way to do it. And if I have to turn some people away for next month, I'm going to have to turn some people away, because I have in total right now, if I say I have 5 builds in April, I actually have the 5 builds plus the big red Maddie build, and then I have another project that I'm taking on, plus the other 2 that are coming back from Peters. So I have about 9 builds that are all on the table. So we'll see what you guys pick for the month of April and what you want and what steel. Because if you want stainless, then I'm going to try to work on those, get those sent out, work on some carbon steel, so I'm going to be juggling a lot for the month of April, which is perfectly fine. And a lot of you guys have reached out, and I appreciate it. Somebody needs another design made, and I'm working on something with that. So it's just like, that's a lot of work. And I wish I had more time. I wish I had this full time, but this is not my full-time gig. Please understand, this is just a part-time thing for me. Not even a part-time thing. Well, I guess part-time. But I'm trying my best to get everybody done, everybody happy, while not making this into a job. I'm having fun with it. I enjoy what you guys come up with. You guys get to push me when you pick all these different handle materials and Kydex and ideas for a knife, one of my designs that I might not have thought of, and you guys do it. I have an opportunity to make another crow, so there's very soon there might be another crow floating around. Sorry, Bluminati, you won't be the only one who has one now, but that's going to be coming down this pike. And I have a lot of other things that I'm working on. No, I don't have another Talon, but I just had it sitting here and I love this thing. So maybe one day I'll get an opportunity to do it. If you guys don't keep me so busy, I'm left to my own devices and I start doing that. Plus, at some point this year, I have plans. With this Damascus, nice raindrop Damascus, and you guys may have forgotten that I picked up this mammoth molar scales with Damascus. That is a project that I already know what model kind of I want to do. It's going to be pretty cool, but I've been so busy, I don't have time to do that kind of thing, and I really want to get started on that. I've been slowly buying supplies for it, and I'm going to slowly start working on what that's going to be, and that is not going to be something I keep. I don't think. I think I'm going to build it, and then one of you lucky people might buy it, hopefully. Anyway, guys, that's what I have for you this week. Please keep in mind, I try to price things out as evenly and fairly as possible. You're paying for my time and materials and abrasives and electricity and chemicals and all the other things that I'm doing on a daily basis and going through on a daily basis with this. So keep that in mind. And keep an eye out for those books because they're going to be opening very, very soon. So please go check out my Patreon. If you want to support the channel, go to Patreon. Please subscribe to the channel. Like, leave a comment or not. That choice is yours.